Still focusing on double angles formulas. This time I'm going to do tan of 240 degrees, and our professor is asking us to solve that using double angles formulas. I'm going to do two of these. The first one's going to be in degrees, so here we go with that. If you don't mind, you might want to pause for a second, copy this, and then after you've copied it, start playing the video again, because this is where I'm going. That tan of 2u is the same as 2 times tan of u over 1 minus tan squared of u. Looks like hell, but it's really, really easy to use. And this is what I did to start with. I knew that that the professor had asked this question without using a calculator, so I went to see, does 240 exist in here? And it does. So we could just use this to find out what our answer is going to be. However, that's not what we're going to do. So I look at 240, divide 240 in half, and then I'm looking again and saying, okay, double angles, I'm going to get 120. So I started out at the unit circle because I had a lot of questions. When you just jump to some conclusion, how did you get where you got? I mean, that's a fair question. So here's where we are. I'm starting at the unit circle. From the unit circle, and we're going to come back to it in just a second, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say, you know what, tan of 240 is the same as tan of 120 degrees plus 120 degrees, and I think we can all agree that that's the same as saying tan of 2 times 120 degrees. So there's that piece of our argument. Now I'm going to start applying this to it. Excuse me. I'm going to start applying this rule to it. So here we go. Here's our start. I'm going to declare this again. I'm just going to call this my left-hand side and say that the tan of 240, remember though, I'm looking at it as this. This is the way I'm seeing it. What I'm really working from is this. So let me see if I can trouble. I'm working from this, okay? So I'm trying to get to this. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to I'm going to fill in the blanks. This 2 is this 2. Tan of 120 degrees. And in a minute I'm going to start erasing stuff. And then 1 minus tan squared of 120 degrees. And from here, I'm just going to, we can do it any way you want to do it, but I'm just filling in the blanks, man. That's really what I'm doing here. So here we go. We have 2 tan of 120, right? What is tan of 120? Tan of 120 is square root 3 over 2 divided by negative 1 over 2, right? Because it's sine over cosine, isn't it? Tan is sine over cosine, so it's my sine over cosine. When I go to do this math, I'm going to get negative, aren't I? I'm going to get negative square root 3 here. At the bottom, and I'm going to use the same thing again, I'm going to get, right, 1 minus, so this 1 right here is this 1. This negative sign right here is this negative sign. And then I have negative, right, square root 3 squared. Is that making sense? Square root 3 squared. Now remember, this whole thing is in there. So I have to square this negative 1 also, and I'm going to square this. So I'm going to get 2. I'm going to get negative 2, right? Because 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 square roots of 3 over, and this is going to go to 1. Negative negative is positive. This is going to go to 3, isn't it? So over 4, isn't that right? Wow, you know, I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I'm really not. I'm going to square this. This is going to go to positive, right? This will be positive. This will stay negative. So I'm going to get 1 minus 3 is 2. Isn't that right? Wow, that was pathetic. And 1 minus 3. Holy macaroni, you guys. Stay with me. 1 minus 3, I get it because I can hear you screaming. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. And negative 2 over negative 2 is positive 1. And 1 times square root 3 is just the square root of 3. You know what happened? I got all happy. I kind of felt like I was on a roll today getting all this stuff done, and I got lazy. So please forgive me. Hey, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Maybe tell a friend. It will really help me. Your comments are always welcome, and believe it or not, every comment I get I respond to, and sometimes that's difficult, but I try to get to every single one of them. So thank you. Vaya con Dios.